Yummy and
Nkondlo Eswatini.
It is 3 in the afternoon. We are back in the living.
For men are so kind towards creation more than they even were to their own creator.
I am the greatest of this generation. They'll be calling me the girl who made poetry look cool, yo. Cool.
It's the Great Price Rewind at Spar. You could be one of our lucky instant rewards customers to win your entire shop at a price from 1968. To enter, buy any participating product, like baked beans and tomato sauce, buy 5 for only 60 ml and 3 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for just $74.99. Swipe your new Spar Rewards card and you could be one of thousands of winners in the Great Price Rewind. Only at Spar.
Hello and welcome to Eswatini TV and to a brand new talk show called A Kappa with Nomgebo. And I do what I have to do because I know where I'm going. All 5 of my mothers have inspired me.
So the addiction didn't happen then. It happened again another 8 years later. But that's where it started.
Choices I made at the time were not the best choices for myself.
I understand how a person can lose their mind in terms of life experiences.
That's what it looks like, and I like that. But you know what? The journey to my success is never a straight line.
Yeah, people are on the net now, and that's where we'd like to catch them with such shows.
Now, in one way or the other, football season is off-season, as we normally do say. But do football activities continue? Yes, you've answered yourself. They do continue. Hello and welcome once again for your Thursday edition of Libhola Eswatini, where we just touch base with different activities, especially local football. How can we contribute to the development of local football? To start with, we'll look at the inter-municipality games, where they'll be taking place tomorrow in Mangaya, and we'll touch on that. We'll have the executive committee of the games here in the studio just to give us an overview, especially for football, because there is a familiar face within the administration who is also going to tell us the meaning behind this whole entire inter-municipality games. Otherwise, talk about the Women Football League, the 2022-2023 season. It came to an end, as you can see. Player of the Month, people were awarded, it was a fun-filled day during the prize presentation, where the girls, of course, not only can they dance, but they can also display qualities and skills in the field of play. We touch on that and hear some special message from some of the well-known faces of the football industry. Later on, we touch on the likes of Momo Cup. We know that now we've got about 4 teams that have reached over 1 million votes. Can you imagine, including the big 3 teams that are over 1 million votes? And also touch on the Shisereni, the Super League that has got now a sponsorship. These are some of the votes. Of course, leading the board is Pigs Pick Black Swallows. And also the referees, Football Association, in a way to develop referees in the country, they continue to just sponsor them, be it kit-wise, be it also in ensuring that they are well-dressed. Beautiful pictures in the company of the President, Peter Samaros Melane, and the executive of the Eswatini Referees Association. Right now, here e-studio ningayinzo, because wherever you're seated, be it through YouTube, be it through your school channel or in other different platforms where you can watch us, it's going to be an exciting one. Sibavele bakhona e-studio, the executive of the inter-municipality games, kuna deputy president, and there's also secretary general. Ngicela ngawo kuvusela.
Siyavusela sakade. Sivusele nemaswati emakhaya.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. There is later questions lesingacela ukuthi utakuphemvulela on your behalf when we're done with the issue of inter-municipality games. But for now, sitawucala ngalo umsebenzi we-inter-municipality. But later on, the other things that we'll ask him personally. Secretary, Mr. Benjamin, Mr. B, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, good.
Thank you for the opportunity for being hosted in your program.
Yeah.
And we greet all the entire nation in the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Yes. Utangvumela ke Mr. B, protocol sicala ngalabatsala deputy president.
Yeah.
Yes. The idea 17th edition, by the way, since ngicalile kusinika nje sithombe ukuthi how did the games come about. Last year you have the edition, yes. How did the games come about? Uncomfortable ukuthi kuphemvule mabhalana.
Yes.
Akupemvule mabhalana nesive ukuthi angabe the idea behind these games. Yes, there is other games, you know, volleyball, basketball, but just the idea behind the games.
Siyabonga lithuba lesibenesinetelona kutokhuluma ngema games la thatha indzawo kumasipala bethu eSwatini. Lama games lawa njengoba bososhito ukuthi sekana 17 years esiwadlala. Ingcikithi yawo isekuthenini asithi sisebenza sikline emadolobha ethu njengoba sinemaphupho lahlukahlukene fitting to the national government. Sifise ukuthi sisebenza amasipala ethu bengiletho letiphilile physically and bakusisathi nje ukuthi nangabe nemsebenzi osukako lesiwendawo siyakhona kuba productive. I think siyathi ukuthi nasithi healthy worker, healthy production. So sibo masipala sahlangana I think 17 years ago wabonakala ukuthi nasingaba nema games at the local level kukhona singakhona sisikuzuze because nangabe umvu participate kuma sports liqiniso lithi uhlala philile and I production yakhe ibangleyo lephakeme. Saseke sesiyabuka ukuthi singakwenda kanjani ke sikwenda on rotational basis. Sisuka le dolobha leli kulomnyaka lo lolandzelako sekulelinye kanjalo. I think nje kulomnyaka lophelile bese stay because they stay town council. The previous year just before COVID-19 bese se Peak Town Council. Kulomnyaka lona ke lesikiwo 2023 sihostwa mangayane town board. Kulomnyaka lotako ke nakhona sitawuthula kusasa ukuthi sesibheka phike njengoba ngishito ukuthi kuba rotational manje ingcekithi nje la ekuthenini asihlale singilabaphilile
Okay.
as sisebenza.
All right. Now, that's a rough information about the tournament. Deputy President, in terms of the tournament itself, I know akhona namanye ama games, but sesithinze ibhola kakhulu ukuthi when you talk about the inter-municipality games, do you have to be an employee of Masipala, any municipality within the country? Out of 14 municipalities do you have to be an employee?
Yes, definitely. Kufuna ube employee ya masipala kuze ukuthi ube eligible to play. Yes, nakhona you have to have ukuthi ube sonabo about 3 months or 4 months. Yes, because kunalama criteria siwasebenzisa for ema registration. Yes, because you don't just ngakuthi se maybe wadwa ngilomunye ukuthi usebenza kamasipala then automatically you are in. There are criteria lesiwabuka ukuthi okay kunalama phepha lawa vele la kukhombisa ukuthi sobela for isikhathi lesingaka, then that's how ke uba eligible to participate.
Ngisenguwe Deputy President, sisibone sometimes kube nama SADC municipality games. Singasho yini ukuthi maybe this also drives to make sure that when there is invitation to such games niyakhona ukuthi nibe ne team or teams that represent the country kulama games la kanjalo ku SADC. No manje it's just local.
Yes, akhona la international SADC wise. This year nje siya eBotswana nga September. I think first week of September siyabe sise eBotswana. Nakhona kuyala madolobha. It's not like kukhetha like something like kube like a national team of umasipala yini. Kuchubeka la madolobha but lawo la khona kokuya. Yes.
Nasikhuluma ngebhola Mr P. Ngoba bekuphela noma there is also gender involved because singakhohle ukuthi udakhanza ukuthi kune 70 tamasipala bomake labakhona kudlala ibhola even other sporting courses, but for football is it just male only, also female are allowed in the games that you plan?
You are quite right. Sisengaqala we introduce the women football, but it's on the cards. I think we spoke with the presidential a couple of weeks. Sizama kubuka ukuthi angabe singakhona kuyethula njani within the local authorities, but ku pipeline ngoba sibonile ukuthi lisasaza ebholeni libe khona kakhulu kuma males, but nasubuka as umhlaba ushintsha, even our country has just adapted to that. Nathi siyabuka sesibomasipala asi-introduce so that sizokhona ukuthi sibe nema-males siphinde sibe nema-females participating in the sports.
Getting to the main day, Deputy President, tomorrow, imagine a program.
Shothi kusasa kuqala early in the morning, kuqala athletics la marathon. Yes, then after a marathon then sekuba ne-walk leta usuka from a bus rank towards the main arena lapho abakhona nale main event. Leta bayicreate Minister of Housing. Yes, then ke itawuvula lama game officially, and then bese ayaqala ama games. So kulama games we've got different games as much as they are bakhona bo pool, bakhona bo mlabalaba, the indigenous, as you know, nabo bantu abadzala labathanda kudlala bo mlabalaba, bo draft, nema cards akhona, bo tech ball bakhona. Cishe onke ama different sports vele are there. But the main event vele bese kubangile soccer, because after all has happened, bese kubuya kubukelwa le soccer le final. Yes.
Mr. B, maybe having the involvement of people like him as a former player, kuyidlala kanganani inzima ukuthi I think the football aspect ibe more organized because he has a know-how, information on how to organize such tournaments. Ingabe kuba nabantu labanjeni, because I don't think he's the only player, because nasingahlula nje ngomadolobha khona 1 or 2, 3 or 4 players who are former players. Ngicabanga ukuthi nanga check nje lenza lokho mangayo mangayani kunamadlobha madlobha wakwadlala imbabane Highlanders as a left back. Madlobha is the town council CEO, if I'm not mistaken, or say mangayani. People like wow. And then how does it help to make sure that the tournament is more organized?
I think bringing their expertise, the experience that they have, him seated here as the vice president of the association itself, he coordinated the guidance in terms of sports. I think his sports are seen for long as we and come up and say, I'm an athletic, I'm a soccer player, I'm whatever that you can think. But let's have the motivation amongst ourselves. You can still shine and you can still keep yourself healthy. You are quite right. Sinayevele CEO Wasemangaya David Malopa. He's still fit. He's
a cyclist.
He's a cyclist. Yeah. He actually registered tomorrow morning. He will be cycling, and we still have one of our former players, Sipos Banze. He used to play from Babane Highlanders.
Yes.
He was once one of the employees at Matapa Town Council, but now he joined the politics. He's now a councillor, Konak Matapa still. Naye has registered Tabadala Njeksasa, Atala Soka, Atala Matapa Town Council. So Nasi Bua, we have such players amongst ourselves, and again we still have players Pela Labanga La Liga Premier League, but Labala Super League. We have just quite a number of them. Labanye Badala Mbabane, Labanye Badala Nkapa, Badala Kona Mangayan. So logo prince basi tenabo. Kuti outside work there is something that you can do. And you can see at Kuti nangabe udlala within the local authorities sphere. Bayakona labanye bantwana kufunza ukuthi hayi uyasebenza prince uyadlala ibhola. It's just a motivation, and ngiyakona uletha inshisekelo. You know, when you see someone enter info, we are bengonyana ukuthi at least ukhona kumkhomba lo muntu usawo. We used to play for Babane Highland, for Babane Swallows, but Nagnanya also liyadlala. We are calling it because the gap actually in soccer. noma kuma sporting codes, the different ones ngilokho ukuthi sibebethe labantu lesikhona kubabuka empini. But if you look at him, one will still say angachubeka dlala ibhola. The issue of discipline again comes into play. Thina ngabe udlala le bhola nangabe ufuna kufanana naye, like here, what would you do? You can actually advise and logo chubekele embili and see our soccer ichubekela.
Yes, Mr. Bindabuya, go in terms of maybe making sure ukuthi ingabe one day tournament going forward ukuthi mhlawumbe ningainda inibe month 3 timbo tikanje. But on you ngicabanga ukuthi in terms of teams lamadolobha, which maybe ungasivetela nje ukuthi in terms of ma city council or town council, which teams lesingasho ukuthi nathi siyayibuka nje usiphelele ngengeva ama rumors bakhuluma kaManzini ukuthi hayi bakhona labashisayo kaManzini, so ngasivetela nje ukuthi Manzini njani.
But I wasn't biased. Yeah, but I think this year they are well prepared. Manzini is I think the defending champions in Hlangano. Yes, I think they've got a very good team. Ngamkhohlwa nangwenya ngoba naye I think nje ngasho ukuthi kuna Manzini, kuna Ngwenya, kuna Nhlangano, kuna Zulwini, kuna Matsapa. Yes, those are the teams that you can bet on. Yes. Yes. Maybe nje to add on that, we would like to also appreciate a partnership with noma sponsorship lesisitholile ka Instacash. Yes, they've really helped us a lot in terms of sponsoring kakhulu isoccer, volleyball, netball. Yes, we really appreciate. We hope the partnership it will go a long way in terms of supporting us as Bomaspala. Speaking on partnership and sponsorship, so you are saying teams will be awarded in terms of champagne, Timali, just challenge. You are the champions. What do you get for being a champion? No, for now, money is not involved. Yes, 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 medals. For now, nalama bragging rights. We won and maybe to also appreciate for allowing us to participate in sports, my councillors, bossy or management, yes, nalokuthi nje basinikele isikhathi ukuthi phela kusasa isikhathi sem70, but they did allow us to go and participate in the sports. All right. Yes. Mr. B, sakhuluma nje in terms of it's a wellness program nangiva kahle. Ukuthatha nje 70 ukuthi tishukumisa umthimba. How can you going forward ensure ukuthi it becomes maybe a monthly thing, once a year?
I think what you are saying, you are talking direct to what we got from a General Assembly. But such a still, you just make me to think maybe but such a still, we would see what if maybe 3 times a year, no 2 times a year. No matter when they once a quarter, no matter when 2 times a year, kungabi ilanga linye kuphela. Kube maybe malanga lamabili, maybe Thursday, Friday. But you guys yard ukuthi kunema financial implications nangabe sifuna ukuthatha that direction. But isisakubuka basubmitile emhlanganeni wethu General Assembly lesuka ku I think we had our meeting in first week of June. La khona besiyothula khona si executive ukuthi nakulaba celile sikhonile nikwenda base bayaveta ukuthi sicela siwa improve. I think maybe lo mnyaka lo tako nje sidabe sinaye umlosha emagoli amaningi ne best player in soccer, so lo sidabe zama ukwa improve lama games ethu ukuthi athi ukuthi nabe ngishaya emagoli lang5 ngishayela ngisisi ngibe top goal scorer khona le ndatho mhlambe lokho kutawukhona kwakhala kube nesasasa lama games ethu. Like the Vice President has rightfully said, well, let's solo corner soccer. That goes without saying. See, senabo labantu abanemidlalo kakhulu ebukele ni soccer and nathi siyazama ukuthi promote. Last week khona edolobheni sivumela wonke umuntu ukuthi akhona kusonzela. Atobukela atokhona nekuthatheka ngoba ngeke ukuthatheka ungakabona kanti ngesikhathi ubonile kuba khona lokuthini. Sifika njani ke kulama games ethu siye at least a week before sile Mangayane nje mhla ka-21 kuyona lenyanga lesikiyo bezama ukukhuthaza nje ema-residents aseMangayane ukuthi abe khona. Mangayane, your town, is going to be hosting other municipalities in the country. Akubi kulama games kuphela-ke nakhona ngila kufike khona Shela nekhona Ligwayi emadolobha ethu even siyathi ukuthi awalingani in terms of i-capacity yawo. Siyabe sesiyakhona ke khuluma sengiyambuta mina ngwasengonya ukuthi kaManzini ngibone ngathi senena unikwenda njani sesiyakhona ke kushela naLigwayi nakhona lapha. I think those are become part of the involved ndawo. Nasesilezi we have time sesiyakhona ngikuxoxa. Mhlambe lokho ngene bese sesiphinde sihamba nako. Mina ukuthi naba nje bawawa bakhona la. Try and encourage lama communities ethu ukuthi asibe nawo phela some other social teams within the local authorities. Sizidlala nathi ngala kube khona lamanye ama teams la at community level.
Wow, now before we round up the interview and we get to the personal level of things, siyasibona ama social responsibility, social events, lesingasho ukuthi different maspalas boManzini sesibabone umbabane hosting this social events where we've seen teams, corporate teams, in Begis and Eswatini TV. We have a soccer team. We also have former players, once former players in the Premier League, others at Super League, at Taribo Pembe. Sesibone would see some of the teams to come. Is that also a drive, social responsibility, denayo as boMaspala would see, in as much as ni push umsebenzi ukuthi madoropa akhule, but also pushing sports, football, embili?
Yes, the idea vele ilapho because as we speak now, Manzini nje uyehle adlala nalamanye like nje sidlala na Eswatini parking, sidlala nemaphoyisa kaManzini noma aselubombo. So khanza ukuthi it's a one day thing lapho sidlala khona. So the idea is to add more teams. Last double dlala khona vele kube like a normal thing, like kube into nje le khona le endekako every time for us to keep healthy.
Okay.
But lokunye lesikwende ke ukhanza ukuthi as Maspala we usually team up with Matsapa, send lama games ethu where we kuba nabo 7-a-side soccer and all the other different games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. P, tangibambisa ngicela kuba personal. So in 2012 in May, towards the end of the season, this man decided to say, Babane Swallows, the entire football, I'm hanging on the boot. Since then, he's never played football at the highest level. It's been now 11 years since he said bye to football. Are you happy what's happening at Babane Swallows? I think one more than 4 seasons Bangai win a league. What's your take as a former player?
I wouldn't say I'm happy. I wouldn't say I'm not happy because, as you know, tihamba kahle sonke isikhathi. So nabonyalo bahamba in a bad space. Like before nje babawina tonke tinkomishi tinto bethamba kahle. So now I think it's the time ukuthi kufuna nyalo ba rebuild because vele most of lama players la sakhona seka angidoubt akasasiwula bekahlangene kahle njengakuqala nabasawina leto nkomishi. So now it's their time ukuthi baqalele pass ba build the team.
What's your take on their coach Caleb Ngoyi?
He's a good coach. Fortunately for me, ngisuka naye Khashana from Meters Mabane City. He once coached me there. Yeah, so I know him personally and otherwise because nakusithi ngahlala for a very long time. Yes, so one coach, so I know him. He's a very, very good coach. And I think he's also a coach local for kuye. Yes.
Mr. Bisnengi ngalengu live in man ibola yethu ikakhulukathi the national teams hlangusemnikati. What's your take? What should we do? How can we resolve the issue? Ama results nje it's not going on our way.
That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a hard one because now I've been there. So I think it all goes back to its development. I think Eswatini we don't have the exposure. So ndawusho nje kulamanye amave lamanye ukhanza ukuthi the players bathi nabakhula baphumele ngaphandle bahambe bayodlala bo-France bayodlala kuphi yabo thina la kangwane nje si-based la kude lokwendakala kodwa umlo buya na something different from outside yabo so now it's time ukuthi thina siyiqalele phasi lento and then bese sithatha labantwana siyaba expose noma ngabe sebayahamba bayodlala liviki maybe South Africa bayoba attached 1 or 2 players nababuya la batawubuya ba yes because nawubuka ukuthi the time nature peace league now ungabuka le generation leyo beyita kahle but after that then kwabe sekuya
right beautiful stuff Mr. B siyahamba quick one 10 seconds kutasive nje ukuthi or tomorrow if they don't come vele they will miss out
naba invite sive Salomuthe ikakhulu Mangaya namaqenzelo ukuthi abasuluza nalithuba lelitabeli bavelele kusasa ubacelile CEO wase Mangaya Town Board ukuthi baphelele nathi si-executive yamake sithembile simelane our president siyaba invite all councillors all municipal staff siphelele Mangayane naso sive saseMangayane nalabafisa kokwadi ukuthi masipala nakusikhuluma ngamasipala kusuke kukhulunywa ngani sidabe sikhona eMangayane.
All right. He's scared. He doesn't want me to ask more questions. You have an academy before we leave. And it's all about development. Tell us about the academy. I mean, this is the only chance we got.
I've just opened an academy. Based in Zuluini. Yes, I'm not looking at ukuthi une talent le angibuke ukuthi uyayadi le bhola noma akayadi. The objective is to teach lokuthi badlala ibhola. Yes, and now there are a lot of activities la taba khona not only ukuthi batawudlala le bhola and then kuphela. Then there are a lot of people that staba involved for ukuthi babafundzisa about life skills and all that. And let's go into we are trying to create relationships with the academies outside the country. Yes, South Africa. We met guys from SuperSport and we met the head of development corner. Yes, for learning purposes. Yes, so really we are. It's coming up okay.
Right. Beautiful stuff. We're leaving, but there's more questions. But we're leaving. Time is against me and against everyone. When was which game was your last game before you retired? Do you remember your last game? Just tell me the team we're playing. Don't tell me about how the score. Tell me the team we're playing. Your last game of the season.
My last game. It's been a while.
They win convention.
That's why Champions League, if I remember well. Yeah.
Champions League.
Yeah, basically on SuperSport.
SuperSport.
Yeah.
Nice one. Beautiful stuff. Asam, now these are the two guests from the inter-municipality, executive, talking about the games that will be taking place tomorrow at Mangayane. Don't miss out because it's a chance for you if you have an idea, if there's something you want to, just push through the municipalities. This is your chance. Drive to Mangayane. They will be there and they will give you a chance. Otherwise, a short break when I come back. Linda Dlamini is in the corridors of the building. We talk about football. It's all about football after this.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leap into an ancient world so very different from your own, where magic, beauty, and love are shared forever, then you will have a royal experience. There is just one place on earth where the people make you feel a part of their kingdom, where you just might volunteer to awaken spirits, enrich minds, and work alongside communities to build, motivate, and inspire. This is truly the royal experience. When you dream of a different world, beyond the ordinary, beyond time, discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Now, we're still with you. This is Eswatini TV, and it's all about football. Libhola Eswatini. So, Velkona Studio, our in-house analyst. Nguvusele Nkosi.
Ngiyabonga Fabrice ngikuthoba lokukhulu ngivusele umbukelo weSwatini TV ngilesine ngiyathi lokutsidina ngitindzaba letikhulunywako letitsindzaba nomdlalo webhola letinyawo lokufaka ikhatsi borafela lokufaka ikhatsi kuthenga nekuthengiswa kwabadlali nengakhulu nakufika isikhathi sekuthenga nekuthengiswa kwabadlali ngilapho khona bafike bangaboni ngasolinye bafike emacembu bangaboni ngasolinye kodwa lokhambe etikwako konke kuyakube ngimali iphindze kube ngilomdlalo ukuthi ufuna ini yena.
Now, beautiful stuff. Aziz here in the studio, Linda Dlamini Stabambisana, a short interview online already. Sesnaye Sandre Zwane, Labambitanga Beyond, is the club manager, Bawone Swallows manager. They are preparing for their pre-season journey in South Africa, where they play some of the well-known clubs in the Republic of South Africa. So, Velusela Inini, Sigvusele Babezwan.
Siyakuvusela, msakatisa babusela.
Yes, I'm Linda Master Studio, but Babezwane, Lomsebendi Nasubuga, you might think it's a small event in terms of good see it's a pre-season, but when you look at the teams we'll be playing against and you look at the exposure, Yebadla remember when Swallows, Sasangasho Simbamba, Lomsebendi very mkul.
Mkul kakhulu lomsebenzi. Le tournament lena ingumlando kusizwe semazulu lapho athanze khona sizwe semazulu ukuthi abe ahlanganise naso sizwe semaswati ngoba sizwe semaswati nje nemazulu kahle kahle vele sibanza wonke. So Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi wenda umlando omkhulu eSouth Africa la wenda kuhlanganisa imazulu phela nje imisindo lebeyikhona. So ile tournament ingekubonga imisebenzi yakhe la yendile kakhulu. Siyathi ukuthi bekunetimbi letinenge letendeka eSouth Africa kuliwa but Mangosuthu wakhona ukuthi awende lo msindo uphele. So imgcoka kakhulu and naw ubukakela ama team lezela nawo ama team lawa lane brand lesetulu kakhulu ladlala ka Premier League in South Africa. Siyathi uSamazulu player season le aphela number 2 maybe kulena aphele asesemva kakhulu. Siyayibona Richard Bay iphelele lapha within bo number 6 siyibona iRoyal AM lefike nayo yaphakamisa kakhulu. So le teams esodlala nawo la teams vele lawo lamakhulu kakhulu lathi sikhombisa thina simbabana sala ukuthi sikuphi thina sike sadlala nemazulu sakhona kwanqoba nasadlala nemazulu sakhona kusinqoba sedlala imidlalo eminingi nemazulu. So le game yethu nawo emazulu FC itabamnanzi kakhulu. But itasisita thina siyaqala futhi thina nje kule season le ukuthi sibe ne-pre-season nje siqale silungisele ngethemba ukuthi nasiqala nje la kangwane sabe sikhombisa ukuthi silungiselele le pre-season le sidlalile outside sona sibuya kangwane funa sikhombise ukuthi sibuya ne-experience learning because sikhona kukhonka eMaswati sikhona kukhonka siwine ama-tournament.
Nice. Babezwane, I'm happy nje nangibuka lama opponents, the teams that are there. Sibuka bo Royal AM, sibuka Richards Bay. Siyathi ukuthi currently kunetindzaba ukuthi nje those team kunebadlali labafunako la khaya, which means vele they're interested in what we offer as eMaswati. The clubs, they want our players. Before nje nginike master nakubuthe one or two questions. Tell us about the journey. Sekunethi inkulumo ukuthi niyahamba kusasa ekseni ngalihlanu. Just tell us the schedule niyahamba, what's the plan kwendekani?
Siyabonga kakhulu basakathi bakithi kusinika le thuba ukuthi sikhone ukukwatisa eMaswati ukuthi ijourney yethu iyahamba kanjani. Singaqala nje ngibonga kakhulu ku president wethu uMhlanhla Ndlunkulu lo sinikeza ibusiso wasifisela indlela lenhle yokuhamba ukuthi siye khona le. Waphinde wathi kusenjalo wathi the tournament imqoka kakhulu eMaswatini sirepresenta iSwaziland. Wathi asidlale nge-uniform lensha wasinika i-uniform lensha esabe siyisebenzisa emajezi langitri lamasha all colors sabe sinayo. Siyambonga kakhulu uMhlanhla waseNkulunkulu, siyabonga kakhulu ukhombisa lokuthi sihamba netibusiso. Sitabe sisuka-ke ekuseni kakhulu kakhulu ngoba kufuna ukuthi kushaye 10 sibe sesifikile eOlundi. Schedule sethu siyaqala 10 sidle breakfast ehotel and then coach uyakhona kwenda into dakhe letindawo siya grounding center lesingakwenda from 2 o'clock sabe siphuma siya emuseum siyachitha emuseum lapho siyakhona sithatha isithombe khona sisayine nejezi lethu silishiye khona lapho bathi khona ukuframe abantwana lapha emuseum and then ukuthi-ke size siqhubeke sekulenye indzawo labantu asinika sithela khona ukuthi sidawo yakuphi center in ngoba lamanye ama-teams batabe benda bona nedi-coaching clinic sihlukene ngesichema ngesichema. So kutabe seke kusuka lapho nasiceda lapho sesiya kuGaladina lapho khona Prince Mangosuthu nathi abakhona ngoba umfulo ngathi kulamalanga uphathaphathekile kodwa uyayiba khona umbala wakhe lokhona bese yamrepresent. Sine Galadina leGaladina lapho ke sawukhona uthola inkulumo lethi kuya khona letimcoka letabe tikhona bophime batabe khona bomeya batabe bakhona nathi sisabasamba nabo labadala bethu from the elders tabe khona babengwenya akhona babegininza siye kule Galadina ke singaceda kubuyele ehotel lapho siyaphumula khona. Ngakusasa ekuseni kuqala iRichards Bay ne-Royal AM bese kuta nga-11 kuta iNdwabana Swallows then the winners laba winner lapho then they play the final at 3 o'clock.
Yes, babezwane quick one kunembuto lovelako nguva nje ubonga ukuthi president we club unibambisile kakhulu. I want to assume ngibabela ukhwele ngabe singaconfirm uyaconfirm yini ukuthi sowubuyile ne club ngoba kwaba nema reports ukuthi sophumile so akasafuna kuba part of the club. Are you confirming that he's back?
Asengube kusele nje Fabrice uthi noma sokuhlukene nemphathi wakho ekhaya baye bakwide bakhakhapha ukuthi lokhu ngusibali. So umfundisi wethu kusakhulunywa naye inkulumo sakhona saqhubeka but konke kukhona konke siyabika kuye konke siyasebenzisana naye. Ngikhuluma nje sijimela khona esontweni sihlala khona club house indlu yakhe senza nje tonke izinto sikhona sidenda akhona naye uyawuba khona nakakhona around asibukele but inkulumo sakhulunyisana phela lo muntu njengoba ngasho ukuthi uyimbabane eSwalo uyiswalo washo naye noma ngingaphuma ngihlala ngiswalo mina ngihlala ngisitha la ngisitha khona. So nanyalo ke kwenda nje khona kuyasitha lapho ufuna sithe khona siyambikela la simbikela khona ukuthi izinto zihamba kanjani ngoba phela ekhaya vele bakhona umuntu omdala ufuna umbikele ngeyomane nje ekhaya bese ulenda lakho wena ekhaya lezibantu abadala.
Master Nalthu.
Yes, Mangweni, mkha wami ngiyathi ukuthi indvodza vele lehlala ekhuluma amaqiniso awuvamise ukuthi wena ufihla indvuku emcubeni. Balandzeli bembabane Swallows bangathanza kwade ukuthi nihamba niya uLundi khona eNingizimu Afrika. Ingabe bakhona badlali labasha lentaba unveila le khona eKZN. Kwesibili mhlambe longabukela itindzaba Tuesday ukuthi bo Felix the likes of Felix laba noma labaphakanyisiwe ukuthi bangene likhetho bataba ingcenyeni badlala baya khona eNingizimu Afrika.
Mkhaya singavele sisho nje Mkhaya ukuthi sinabo abadlali abakhona. Ngile ngakusho futhi Mkhaya nawe ngakutshela Mkhaya ukuthi no sasibuyelela sesiyakhona sende leyo press statement. Lokwenda ukuthi press conference ukuthi Simba Masolo inqubo yethu. Sitenda into sesicedzile sesitonga sitende kanye kanye. Asitendi nje ngokuthi namhla sikhuluma nabantu safana abantu sesihamba announce. But vele bakhona abadlali labasha labakhona. Labantu bakhona futhi kusasa. Lesikhona sithina. Labanye babo labo badlali sisababuka labanye babo vele sesibasayinile. Ngeke ngiqambe manga bakhona sebasayiniwe. Babili bathathu lasebasayiniwe vele basayina contract nathi. But bakhona labanye futhi ababuya outside the country lesibabuka lesibabonile labathelekile nje at the beginning of this week. Lo munye ubuye eBurundi, lo munye ubuya ustriker lo ubuye eBurundi, lo munye ubuye eGhana. Bakhona vele sabe sihamba nabo siya nabo le. Sengisho khona ukuthi sabe vele siphelele thina Simba Swallows ngoba le game lena imqoka kakhulu kithi. And two, kulo mbuzo wakho wesibili ngidawuvele ngisho ukuthi labo labanqonyiwe basanqonyiwe sithi abasupporta futhi but basasengeyimba Swallows. Sabe sihamba nabo nje bonke bakhona Felix Benderhorst bakhona Sandile Nkomishi. So nabo labantu abakhona sabe sihamba nabo eMaswati labantu abakhona ababona nalabasha abantu ababona abantu abakhona.
All right. Sibonga kakhulu babezwane. We wish you a safe journey and sicabanga ukuthi sithatha ithuba nje sikukhulumisa nasenibuyile next week kuva ukuthi nje uhambo lwenu uhambe njani and all the best. Let's hope ukuthi ndawubuya nale nkomishi.
Siyethemba nasothola umthandazo lobuya ku president wethola umbishop nasathandazile nje vele sawubuya nawe le nkomishi. Lokunye futhi lengakusho ukuthi sabe sikhona sisanika incingo tethu nibe update eMaswati lana update yakhona ba-update ngokuthi sikho kuhamba kanjani lesizabe sinika leyo information. Sinayo i-media office yethu Ncamiso tabakhona update itabe khona na ku Facebook. Sengeva kahle lokuthi tabe sakadayini ku SuperSport but nasiyalela SuperSport ekhona nasiya kule launch ekhona SuperSport so sawuvanyala nafika le ukuthi tabe khona nesizabe sesiya update eMaswati nabalandeli bemba Swallows. Lawo lapho abangakayi ukuthi ngethemba ukuthi 50% of them batabale stadium bahambile bayathanda kuhamba neclub yabo bathi bukelele bona bangeva ngerate kuphela.
Right, sibonga kakhulu babezwane nje bengicela nje ukuthengisa nawo sibalo wami ngive ngathi umkhaya wakho support iphi team la khaya. Ngimhlebele nje ngoba sinetinkinga la usupport iphi team ngoba ngabe ngumkhaya wakho kusho ukuthi umathi kusukela katseni uyathi usupport iphi team.
Sina leqhamuka ngendasi vele njengoba ngasho siqhamuka ngendasi sakhula nje sathi ukuthi club lekhona la Swatini Libhola Eswatini angathi kumkhaya ngoba umsebenzi ngente ukuthi umsebenzi yamvimba ukuthi avele ukuthi sapota ini but nje lekhaya nje njengoba ngisho nje ukuthi uNsingizini na ubuya isikhulu vele uyayisupport Nsingizini but most of lama fans eNsingizini bafans eBhola Eswatini so sathi nje sikhula lesabe sathi ukuthi eSwatini ngoba sithi nasuka lesithi siyeSwatini kanti khona ekhaya sithi siyeSwatini so sisupporta imbabane Eswatini so naye umkhaya uyayisupport but ngemsebenzi ke una afihle phela umkhaya.
All right. Sibonga kakhulu babezwane. That was the general manager of Mbabane Swallows. Akasho ukuthi team lenkulu kuye ngiyala eMbabane.
Cha.
Congachaza. Bese ngaputhe wena. Now, ngose lithuba lelihle kakhulu for Mbabane Swallows just to get this exposure. Ngivethile ukuthi the exposure of playing against the likes of Omazulu and Boroyal AM Richards Bay, they're interested in local football. They want to know what's about what can they offer, and this is a big opportunity. It's a pre-season, yes, but a good chance for some of the players.
Fabrice ngumshado lomuhle lona ukuthi emaqembu asesifundeni saKwaZulu Natal angaba nebudlelwana lobuhle nelicembu laseSwatini. Yinvo leyo lesifisa ukuyibona kulamanye amaqembu ngoba ushilo even naye beyond Sandile ukuthi nawukhuluma ngemaZulu nemaswati lobuhlobo bukhulu kakhulu silo nje sawo emaZulu singumshana walapha ekhaya eSwatini so lobudlelwana bukhulu kakhulu kuhamba kubuyele emuva kakhulu so uyabona kunelicembu iRichards Bay inemidlalo lapha ekhaya Justice Figueredo lesithemba ukuthi utabadlala ngeweekend sambona tournament of the match ngale ku Royal AM ngilithemba ukuthi basafuna kubuka indzaba ye FIFA ban Mxolisi Mkhonvo ule kubo wadlala naye ngeweekend so kumcoka kakhulu ukuthi umshado lo nje ngoba badlali bayithola exposure besides ke kuthola exposure siyabona even kuma teams ase Europe bayathorisha bahambe bo America bahambe kubo Asia tinvo letolo tendawo pre-season yakona lokho ukuthi uphume uhambe uyozama tinvo letinsha ukuthi utawubona noma ufake emgodlagodleni yakho ukuthi nakucala isizini uthole ukuthi socecesheke kahle.
Now moving along, the Women Football Association had held their press presentation yesterday, where it was a chance for teams and all the outstanding players get a chance to be, applauded and get the trophies and walk away. Now, some of the guest speakers, Begakona Umbanengo Sesbafle, Begakona President of the Football Association, Peter Simerani, and the Women Football Association President, or rather Chairman, Bongo Simtlang. As I would see what happened, what are they encouraging the players to do, and then start with discussing.
On behalf of Her Royal Highness Nkositati Lambegeza and Wonderville's role to assist Eswatini's Football Association in developing the sport. The Month of the Month award is to appreciate the players and to encourage them as they play their league games throughout the season. It creates competitiveness within players as they play and improve their game. This sees them and even being recognized and selected into the national teams. We would like to also comment that this Player of the Month award by Wonderville will continue even next year's season. As Wonderful, we would like to contribute to developing the sport for the girl child who loves it. So on behalf of Ingoscati and Wonderful, sithandza kunibonga nonke ukuthi niqhubeke nisebenze. Njengoba nani lo mdlalo niwuthanda, nathi sikhona sidonisekela kiwo ukuthi niqhubeke niye phambili.
Football Association as principal financer of Women National League are delighted to have the first fully complement of football season after the previous 2 seasons had the hiccups of the COVID-19 pandemic. This augurs well for the development. This augurs well for the development of the women football game. We therefore take this moment to congratulate the chairman, the executive committee, the competitions committee, and staff of the Women Football Association for the successful implementing the league competition and indicator of which is this very ceremony. You will note that Football Association invest about 500,000 for the running of football of Women National League alone. These funds go to the weekly running expenses of the implementation of the league matches, such as allowances for match official, hiring of playing venues, and associated needs, subsidies to the transport expenses of the football clubs, and the prices. In the recent ended season, in an effort to introduce a good branding of the league, the Football Association procured playing kits for the Women National League clubs from the reputable technical kits brand Umbro to the value of 200,000, which takes the investment made to the national women football alone to over 700,000. I would like to listen to Angativa. Yeah, with a smile, I'd like to tell you that next year prize money will increase by 50%.
It makes it easier for us to challenge anybody without any fear of what you say. So scoring goals is something that come easier for me with my teammate. Let's understand that. Give me just to pass the net. But I had a tough season this season because I've been training. Fatigue caught me somehow either, but just because I've got coaches around me, they try to bring back the previous, but still I'm not on my peak. I think this is the time where I'll do whatever it costs to be the best again.
Now, words of encouragement for all the stakeholders, including Her Royal Highness Princess Swahle Master Simuvire. She highlighted the importance of women football growing. Simuvire President, quick one. What's your take on those speeches, Master?
Ngicabanga Fabrice lokumqoka kakhulu kuva ukuthi i-prize money ebhola yabomake kule season letaka umnyakeni lomusha webhola itawukhula nga 50%. Siyambona smile ke lesi Fabrice lengicabanga ukuthi every player likumele ukuthi uyadiva naye nakaseceleni kweprincess yena Princess Swahle Young Buffaloes bangebo bo champion
inhle lenkomishi Master.
Yeah inhle kakhulu. Young Buffaloes deserving champions bo champion laba fanele njengoba indlela labadlala ngayo kule season lesuka kuyo bakhombisile ukuthi bayajima kanye yes akabe ngilebe Young Buffaloes lesiyati njengoba asho yena cece ukuthi back training incumbi yabo bekusicenga ukuthi basuke training babuye ngala ube top scorer again this season ushaye over 50 wemagoli 58 to be precise. Ngicabanga ukuthi yinto lena lesi ngihlale ngisho ke mina ukuthi emagoli langaka adzinga ukuthi even naku national team abuye le performance lesibona ngale ibuye futhi ingene nangala ashayo emagoli kodwa njengoba ngisho ukuthi lokumcwa kakhulu lokuthi imali yebhola yabomake itawukhula by 50%. Yinvo lenkulu le Fabrice ngicanga longayinaki yinvo lenkulu le Fabrice lekumele ukuthi yenteke president washo naka campaigner ukuthi ibhola yabomake kudzinga ukuthi i-prize money yakhona ikhule i-development kudzinga ukuthi ikhule. Ngicabanga ukuthi idinvo leto step by step kancane siyakubona ukuthi lawo ma steps lawathathako siyabona ukuthi khona la siyakhona maybe in 3 years 4 years 5 years.
Now moving on from women's football, Aschage Nombembe, the Referees Association kit presentation. Let's hear also the speeches first and then react to the speeches. There was a presentation where referees were presented new kits. Let's hear what they had to say and then we'll come back with the reactions.
As you know that we come a long way with NTT, and I was happy when the GM told us that this is just the beginning of the long-term relationship, and we will be glad if they can continue supporting football, supporting the referees, so that when they look at the referees, there must be an identity of NTT. So we'd like to thank you, NTT, for this kind gesture. And this will motivate the referees. And the referees, when they go into the field of play, they will know that now they are putting the brand of NTT forward. So anything which happens, they must protect the sponsor. So we are happy to be here today, and we hope that this relationship will go forward.
A little bit of celebration. On behalf of NTT Libhola Eswatini, we would like to thank the Eswatini Football Association for joining us, supporting us through all the years, So we've arranged this little thing to just give something back to you guys to show our appreciation to you guys and the community for supporting us through all the years in our business, and hopefully we can build a good relationship going forward. And also it's nice to see that the sport in Eswatini and the football and everything is growing very well, and that the people take this seriously to make sure that all the youngsters get the opportunity also to perform very well in the sport. And we are very thankful for being able to hand you over this church and show us support from our side, just to say thank you for you guys as well supporting us.
Umuntu angathatha leli thuba abonga i-Football Association friendship yabo noma nebuhlobo yabenda na entity ukuze sitholakale singabantu nathi ngobathi nisibandana ama-Football Association. So asibonga ku-entity njenge-sponsor, sibora fela siyalibona lijezi lemhlophe lisho kona ukuthi nathi emsebenzini wethu nyalo bebasibita abantu bathi men in black, nyalo men in white, bantu abo basibona nje sibahle sigcoke kahle limhlophe-ke siliphatha kahle kuliphatha kahle uprotecta ngale sponsor sethu ukuthi siqhubeke nakusasa sisentele lokuhle. Nganathi sibora fela simotivated kakhulu ngaloku lesikutholile, sithi asikubongele kakhulu sesiyahamba sizodeliver nathi egroundini nemidlalo yethu tabangile mihle sitabaphathela kahle balandzele nokubonga abantu ama-stakeholders lakhona siyabonga kakhulu.
No, what a beautiful kind gesture by NTT to Eswatini Referees Association, just to see the picture of that presentation on how the T-shirts were presented. That's it. They'll be dressed like this. It is an encouragement to the Referees Association, as Jabran Motsa, the chairman, said, Football Association, and Mr. Token, also the principal there, highlighting the importance of this kind gesture. What a season we're going to have ahead of us. Now, moving on, let's talk about the headline now in today's or in tomorrow's, in everyone's talking, presses, where we have to talk about currently, Master, the votes. It's now 5 teams, or 4, if I'm not mistaken, saying like 1 million. What I'm happy about, the big 3 teams, Bonga 7 1 million, which is something we didn't see last year.
Yeah. Fabrice indzaba yemavote ithusa labanyenti nawubuka ukuthi liqembu le-Pickspeak Black Swallows solo lihlete lapha etulo esicongweni ngemavoti langetulu kwesigidzi kwetigidzi letimbili over 2 million votes. Ilandzelo yi-Lozita Spurs. I-Lozita Spurs team lena leka First Division iyefika ka First Division na labanyenti bayethuka ukuthi leli qembu leli lingahlala lapha libe sendaweni yesibili nalo lungetulu kwesigidzi nengcenye ngetulu. Ngicabanga ukuthi emaqembu nawubuka Manzini Wanderers, Mbabane Swallows, Mbabane Highlanders, lamaqembu lawo ungathemba ukuthi incumbi yalabamvu uyathi nje ukuthi labanye labatawuvotela lamaqembu lalapha ngetulu bo Black Swallows, Lozita Spurs kuyinye lama teams lawo lamathathu
baphinze bayasupport
uyayisupporta. So ngicabanga ukuthi the loyal fans alamaqembu lawa kusenenvu lekudzinga ukuthi ayende, ngoba ngasikhuluma ukuthi emaqembu la njengabo lamathathu including neMonen Pirates, because neMonen Pirates nayo inabalandzela akumele ngabe ihleti lapha enzaweni emfica, kumele ngabe ilapha icomputer yes nabonsingizini idzinga ukuthi ngabe alapha etulu. Siyakhumbula ukuthi eminyakeni lophelile ensingizini North Spurs Rangers yethusa labanyenti yavele thatha nje nakusuka nje vele ahlala letulu. So ngicabanga ukuthi this time around akhona lokungahambi kahle, kusadzinga ukuthi indlela laba campaign ngayo noma indlela laba marketa ngayo lenkomishi lena yenyuke.
Right. The Moneni Pirates talking about also was there last season. Now, Master, before Sivale, ngiyathi ukuthi kunetingurumu Europe bakhuluma ngabo Kylian Mbappe bobani bani, but lakha eSwatini bakhona nabasuka from one team to another team.
Bakhona Fabrice, mhlambe nje sawucala ngale bomakhelwane enivela naseNingizimu Afrika lapho kunemidlalo wala ekhaya emxolisa umkhonvo lo seqenjini le Royal AM. I-Royal AM ibenishiwe ngiFIFA kusamele ukuthi ibhadale imali lenganga imali for Nokovic, but ke imxolisa wadlala last weekend, wadlala kahle kakhulu. I-Royal AM ihappy ngamxolisi, bamele nje ukuthi le ban noma lokumiswa FIFA ukuthi basayine badlale isuke then batamsayina yena amxolisa umkhulu
khona nomunye ongasishela yona master
kunasiphamandla wakamaseko
Denver
Sundowns bekubekwa ukuthi ngenteka eNingizimu Afrika boMarumo Gallants bebamfuna Polokwane beyimfuna bekuvakala ngathi uyasayina kodwa sobuyile ulapha ekhaya sithemba ukuthi nakube kakusho yena beyond 2000 ukuthi kunebadlali abantu aba-unveila is part of because kubikwa ukuthi sovele usayinile khona ku
nomunye before sivelelisa
bakhona ukhona Sithole umdlali wayo ilicembu le Hlathikulu Tycoon
usuka ku Hlathikulu yakuphi
uya sorry akusuye loya akusuye lo velapho Isithole usuka from Hlathikulu Tycoon waba second top scorer ka first division uya ka Premier League the next season so ngicabanga ukuthi kuneng Fabrice ngilose isikhathi sesibalekele otherwise banenge kakhulu bolangelihle bakumanzini Wanderers bajima neteam bebak Denver Sundowns last season and imanzini Wanderers kulama players la khona about 4 wabo lokuvakala ukuthi bajima nalo licembu lemanzini Wanderers lokungenteka ukuthi by the end of this week babe sebavele basayinile.
Langelihle, I wonder what his father, Lwazir Dlamini, a sports journalist, is thinking for his son to make that move. Thank you very much, Master, for being with us. I love those moves from South Africa, I mean from Eswatini to South Africa, going to play there. It means there is something we're cooking like Eswatini. Next time, angitsebe ukuthi ngeke bakuthathe nawe ngoba batawufuna nje insathele yala ukuthi ikhona kubatshela thinza batali sisicela nje ama media houses yale angakuthathe ngoba sakuthini
loyal lakhaya
hayi asad. Now good to go. We're good to go, Master. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your time, you the viewer at home, and the entire crew that ensure that you have this show. Uyazi most.